Hi, I'm Brooke Logan, the Bold and the Beautiful's designing woman. I've spent most of the last 29 years pursuing, loving, and marrying Ridge Forrester, not necessarily in that order. Ridge's mother, Stephanie, disapproved of me 98.5% of the time. She's always said I was just a slut from the valley. But I've changed. I have. I live in Beverly Hills now. And I'm no slut. I just don't do anything halfway in love or in life. Growing up, my mom, brother, two sisters, and I struggled to make ends meet after my father left us. I always wanted a better life for myself, and a better man. I was helping my mother pass hors d'oeuvres at a swanky party when I met Ridge Forrester, heir apparent to LA's classiest fashion house. I may have been a chemistry major in college, but the laws of attraction took on new meaning that night. Ridge was the love of my life, but he didn't know it yet, and neither did his fiancée, Caroline. So, I became friends with Caroline, and after sabotaging their wedding, moved in with Ridge. It was a rocky, romantic road to the altar for us, again and again and again. I'll never forget my first wedding to Ridge. It was beautiful. We were married on the beach, and I arrived on horseback. We were madly in love, but unfortunately for us, sometimes love just ain't enough. They say to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Or, if your nemesis is Stephanie Forrester, you marry as many of her menfolk as you can. Besides marrying Ridge, 7 times over the years, I married her husband Eric, and after some questionable paternity tests, turns out he was the baby daddy of my first 2 children, Rick and Bridget. Not sure who was more irked, Ridge or Stephanie. I also married Ridge's half-brother, Nick. Hey, I thought Ridge had died, and I couldn't leave out his brother, Thorne. But lest you think I have some weird Forrester obsession, there were other men in my life, like my daughter's husband, Deacon Sharp, who got me pregnant. And Whip Jones, who I married to keep the pregnancy from my daughter. That went well. Not. I was Mrs. Grant Chambers for a bit, but young Rick wasn't crazy about his stepdad and shot him. Blended families can be tough. Bill Spencer is another great love of my life. That he's married to my sister Katie now is just so inconvenient. I've fallen for many men over the years, and a few of them have fallen for me. Literally. Ridge interrupted my wedding to Bill Spencer, and it wasn't because his invitation got lost in the mail. Bill didn't take it well and had Ridge dumped out of a helicopter. Right into the Gulf, from wedding crasher to splasher, in 3, 2, 1. In addition to my 3 Forrester children, I have made some hefty contributions to Forrester Creations. I don't always make the best decisions in matters of the heart, but I am a pretty savvy businesswoman. At least when I'm not sabotaging myself with random acts of scandal. But working at Forrester Creations, I was on a daily collision course with Stephanie Forrester. While she sort of appreciated me when I invented the belief formula and saved the company, she didn't take it so well when I became CEO and majority owner, and she was downright disgusted when I created and modeled the Brooks Bedroom lingerie line. But Stephanie always found special ways to show how much she cared. She tried to shoot me, strangle me, frame me, had me arrested, put nude photos of me on a billboard, and even faked a heart attack to keep Ridge and me apart. But believe it or not, in the end, we loved each other. Stephanie died in my arms. Who would have ever thought I'd miss her as much as I do? I've pursued and/or escaped the men in my life all over the world. Go big or go home, I always say. I modeled a Forrester wedding gown in Italy. Power of suggestion can be a wonderful thing. I had a secret rendezvous with Bill in Monte Carlo, and a romantic getaway with Ridge in Australia. I was stranded on a desert island with Ridge's son, Thomas, and ate some mind-altering berries. My hallucinations included pretty colors and mad sex with Thomas. Dream on. And I had another infamous break with reality when I lost custody of my children and cuddled a couple of dolls in a hut in Barbados. You know, you can learn a lot about yourself visiting other countries. For example, I found out blind dates weren't my thing when I fell off the Eiffel Tower in Paris. How do you say, scared the you-know-what out of me? I value my career, but nothing is more important to me than my family. I love my 2 sisters, Donna and Katie. I'd do anything for them. Except, it seems, totally give up Katie's husband, Bill. I adore my beautiful daughters, Hope and Bridget, though I haven't been great at staying away from their men either. With Hope's boyfriend, Oliver, it was a case of mistaken identity. Really, it was. Fine, I knew exactly what I was doing with Deacon and Nick. Okay, let's change the subject. My younger son RJ is away at boarding school. After Bridget's tramp nanny Amber hooked up with Rick, it occurred to me that young male foresters should be sequestered until about, age 35. Ridge and my son Rick are currently in a power struggle to run Forester Creations, and I'm on Team Rick because Ridge is otherwise betrothed these days. I will always take care of my loved ones, providing you're good with a pretty broad definition of taking care. If nothing else, I'm living proof that there are all kinds of love stories. Who knows what adventures my next chapter will bring?